Conveniently, after West Ham's devastating defeat at the hands of Chelsea yesterday, reports are suggesting that Julen Lopetegui has agreed terms to become West Ham's new head coach for next season. This is coming from Jacob Steinberg from The Guardian and mainly Fabrizio Romano, who has exclusively reported that Lopetegui has agreed terms with West Ham to become new head coach, replacing David Moyes from next season. Lopetegui has agreed West Ham's proposal and ready to proceed to formal stages. Details are being finalised, then contracts will be signed, but an agreement is in place. There's been a lot of negative sort of opinions about the potential of Julen Lopetegui becoming West Ham head coach. Now, the key term here is head coach, which to me suggests that the transfers would be dealt with by Tim Steidten if Sullivan allows that, of course. And that seems to be the compromise that has been met here. From reports X has sent out, it's suggesting that Noble and Steidten wanted to go all in for Ruben Amorim from Sporting to try and get him to become West Ham manager. But Sullivan doesn't want that. Sullivan's got his agents working on this deal with Julen Lopetegui. He's the man that Sullivan wants to become West Ham's head coach. Steidten and Noble object to that. So the compromise that Sullivan is giving is that he's going to give the most of the reins of the transfer activity to Noble and Steidten for next summer. Yeah. Now look, I don't know a great deal about Lopetegui. Now look, of course, he was at Wolves. He's also managed at some highly prestigious clubs. He's been the Spain national manager. He's managed Porto, Real Madrid, Sevilla. He managed Sevilla to a Europa League trophy. So look, he's a manager with prestige in Europe. He's a I don't know whether he's a sought-after manager. I'm not sure about that. He's a manager that has won quite a lot in football and has been relatively successful, but there's a hell of a lot of negative feedback out there surrounding this man. And look, from his time at Wolves, he was brought in the November of the season. They were rock bottom, and I believe he was the first manager since Nigel Pearson in 2014-15 to keep a team up after being bottom at Christmas. They seemed resigned to relegation when they brought Lopetegui in the November of that season. He turned it around. He got them up to 41 points and kept them in the Premier League. And then we come out into the season that we're in now, and just 6 days before it all kicked off and the season began, he left the club. And we thought, crikey, Wolves are going to be back in a relegation battle before Gary O'Neill was appointed as Wolves manager, and they pretty much haven't looked back since. Have been pretty decent this season, have Wolves. So look, the reason why he left was apparently due to there not being enough funds to enhance and improve the team, because they let a lot of players go in that 2-year period. Ruben Neves went, a hell of a lot of important players. Raul Jimenez went. So their sort of backbone departed the club, which left them in some pretty significant ruins, and they've managed to turn it around. Fair play to him. But Lopetegui said, "Nah, that's not for me. I'm leaving. If you're not going to give me the money, I'm off." And that's exactly what he did. Do you know what? I'm honestly undecided on this. The majority are against it, but also I've seen today on social media the beginning of fans going, "Do you know what? He's going to come. We've just got to get behind him," and that's the reality of it. That's what I'm glad to see now. For people that don't want Lopetegui, the thing that I'm going to pose to you is, can it get any worse? Would you rather keep Moyes? Because I certainly wouldn't. It's a fresh start. Yes, he may be Moyes 2.0, but he may be able to instill some difference into it. We know exactly what Moyes is going to do. It's going to be the same tale as we've had over the last few seasons, and it will just get incredibly toxic if we keep the Scot in the job going into next season. October, November time, it'll be nastily toxic at the London Stadium, and that's what we don't want. That is something that we need to avoid, and it looks like we're going to with the Lopetegui appointed. But look, I get fans, is because we've had Amorim and we've had all of these fancy names chucked at us, and then we've got Lopetegui. I get that there's a little bit of disappointment there, but look, if it's Sullivan not wanting to go and get Amorim and not pay the 15 million quid release clause or buyout that we need to get, then look, you can blame Sullivan for that. If you like, would that Amorim have actually come to the club? I don't know. I've got reservations over that, if I'm totally honest. So look, it looks like we're stuck with him now. We've got to get behind him, and hopefully, with the input of Noble and Steiden in the transfer activity, they can continue to bring decent players to the club with hopefully a healthy transfer budget this summer. And hopefully we can improve, and hopefully Lopetegui is the right man for the job. It screams Pellegrini, if I'm totally honest. That's the first thing that I thought. This absolutely screams of Pellegrini, a manager coming in that has done brilliant things with other clubs, and then it could be a catastrophe. That's the not frustration, sort of a little bit not sure on. That's my reservation in the terms of like, it could go the same way as it did with Pellegrini, and that really wasn't good. But let's hope, let's get behind him. It seems like he's going to come. Let's hope that he can be decent. Look, you're not an awful manager if you go and win the Europa League, if you go and manage Real Madrid and the Spain national team and all the rest of it. He's got to have a decent amount of, managerial or head coach prestige that comes alongside it with him. I just hope that he's the right man for the job. And there's a lot of people that say he's not going to be, but let's see what he's like. Let's give him a chance, and let's see what he can bring to West Ham, because I'm so tired of David Moyes. I'm going to be totally honest with you. So any change at the moment is good change, to a certain extent, of course. I think Lopetegui falls in to a category that I'm going to go, okay, let's get behind him, in my opinion. That's it from me. That's my thoughts. I don't know a great deal about him. Wolves fans, it will be interesting to get some analysis from Wolves fans about him, whether he was, whether he left cowardly, whether it was poor for him to leave at that point. I don't know. I honestly don't know whether this is going to be a good appointment or not, but there's certainly only one way to find out, isn't there? Who knows what's going to happen? He could be brilliant. He could be god-awful. But we will find out next season. So, yeah, just to reiterate, by several reports, Julen Lopetegui has agreed terms with West Ham and is imminently going to become our new head coach for the new season, when it looks like David Moyes is finally going to depart the club. That is a positive that he's leaving, and I just hope that that positive continues with the man that is replacing him in Lopetegui. Whether it's going to be the same sort of football, I don't know. We're gonna find out. I don't watch a great deal of European football, and I can't really. There's no vivid memories of a Lopetegui side at Wolves and how they played. So I think we're all going to sort of learn on the job a little bit, and hopefully he plays a slightly more expansive style of football. Not crazy, not Ange style of football. Let's have some, let's have some mediation with it, but hopefully just a little bit more attacking, a little bit more sort of attacking aura about us, and intent is the word I wanted. Some attacking intent, not setting up every game to defend with people that can't really defend very well. So for a bit more expansiveness, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a learning curve for most of us, I think, but let's get behind him. Thanks for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, put your thoughts into the comment section down below. Would you take Lopetegui? If you wouldn't take Lopetegui, would you rather Moyes to stay? That's my question to you. But that's it from me. Come on, you irons, and we'll see you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.